My name is Nancy Champlin. I am the Executive Director and owner of Autism Concepts. The reason why someone would pick ACI is because of verbal behavior analysis. Verbal behavior analysis is it's teaching individuals to, just as we have a dialogue, to be speakers and listeners, to go back and forth. We want our kids to be able to, from the very beginning, to be able to communicate what their wants are. So again, we're teaching them to be listeners for our directions, but most importantly in the beginning, so we can decrease those problem behaviors, we teach them to be speakers. We teach them that there are power in the words that they say. There's power in the sign language, possibly, if I have a non-vocal child. And we also utilize augmentative communication devices. So every single day, everywhere the child goes, he knows that he can communicate his wants and needs. That's what verbal behavior analysis does. Looks at the motivation of the child, how it is that we can use a behavioral classification of language. So we don't just work on receptive and expressive vocabulary, we work on B.F. Skinner's verbal operants. We look at breaking language down into its functional units so that we can teach kids all of those functional units to act as, just as we're doing here today, to act as speakers and listeners. We have to be able to flow with that. And we have to teach our individuals on the spectrum to be able to flow with it as well. Our job is to make sure that we get our kids ready to acclimate into a school district environment, because we know that children need to be learning in a group environment. The things that we do each day to incorporate verbal behavior analysis. Every individual, whether they're 2, whether they're 20, we start them off in the natural environment. We look to see what's very highly motivating for each one of these individuals, whether it be doing a craft or jumping on our trampoline or engaging with other peers in a conversation or a game or physical exercises. We look to see what's for that individual, what is highly motivating to them. This helps us to decrease problem behaviors. I always talk about making challenging behaviors irrelevant, inefficient, and ineffective. If individuals can get their needs and wants met, you see a big decrease in problem behavior. Data collection is very integral to what we do. Everything that we do, we can tell the parents and school districts, how many things that the child has learned to label, how many things that the child can request. We can let others know through our documentation, through our data collection, what it is that the child, for that specific day, and how long it took them to master that specific skill.